Good morning, my friends. In this video, we will be creating this twirl effect. Even if you don't care much about this kind of effect, if you watch this video, you might pick up a few tricks and techniques, as we will be using a lot of the Photoshop filters, gradients, blending modes, and such, all things that will come handy when you edit any photo. We're gonna turn this photo over here into this one. So let's see how we do that. First, we wanna turn this background layer into a smart object. To do that, you right click and you go to convert to smart object. Now that we have it into a smart object, we will go up here to filters and we'll go to pixelate and maison tint. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Here we have different options. We can go short stroke, medium stroke, long stroke, dots, lines. Usually I like to stay on the medium stroke. It seems to give me the best results. And we'll go OK. Once this filter is applied, we'll go back to filters, blur, and this time we'll do a radial blur. On the radial blur, we'll keep the amount to 100. The method will go to zoom. At the quality, good, it's gonna do just fine. We'll click OK. And this is gonna give us this zoom effect, but the lines are not very smooth, so we're gonna apply these filters a few more times. If you go back to filters, the very last filter you used is in the very top. So I'm just gonna click on that. And the same settings, we'll click OK. So we'll apply it again, and now it's smoother. We'll go one more time. 3 or 4 times seems to do the tricks. We'll say OK. Now that we have this nice zoom effect, we'll go back to filters. And this time we'll go to, let's see, distort, and we'll do a twirl. This is a twirl effect. On the twirl effect panel, we have the option to pick how much of a twirl we want. For this effect, I found that anywhere between 100 and 150 has the best results. For this particular image, we're gonna go to 150. So I will click in here 150. And we'll say OK. Now that we have this twirl effect, we're gonna apply another twirl effect. We'll go to the last filter, twirl, and this time we'll go negative 150, so the opposite. And click OK. And now it doesn't look like we have any twirl. That's because we applied the same twirl, but plus 150 and negative 150, so we get the same image. If we go here on the right side on our first twirl and we double click on these little lines on the right side of the layer, then we will go to the blending modes of that twirl. And I will change the blending mode to the first twirl to lighten. You can try darker too. Lighten seems to be the best one in my opinion. And now we get that. We'll go to the second twirl over here on the right, and we'll change the blending mode to that one as well. And we'll put lighten for that one as well. We'll click OK. Now you can stop right here if this is the effect you want, but I'm gonna take it a few steps further. And I wanna make it more symmetrical. In order to do that, let's see, which side I like better. I think I like this top part better, so I'm gonna duplicate that one. In order to do that, I'm gonna get my ruler. If you don't have your ruler, you have to go to View, Rulers, and make sure you have Snap checked as well. That way it snaps to the center. And once I have my ruler over here in the center, I'll go to the Marquee tool, and I will select this top layer, and I'll go Command J to duplicate it on its own layer. Then I'll go Command T to transform it, right click on it, and I will flip it vertically. Now holding the Shift key and with the Move tool, I will just move it and it will click to the middle. I'm gonna get rid of this ruler. And now I'm looking at it and I like better the left side than the right side because this bubble over here looks a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna make it symmetrical this way too. I'll put my ruler there. I need to make a stamp layer of all these layers. So I'm gonna go Command, Option, Shift, E. And now as you can see here, we have a stamp layer of all the layers, everything we've done so far. And now with the ruler in the middle there, I'll go to the marquee tool and I will select this half and go Command J to put it on its own layer, Command T to transform it, right click on it, and I'll flip it horizontally this time. With the Move tool, holding Shift down, I will click it on this side. And now we have a very symmetrical image. I'll get rid of that ruler. Now I want to make it like a, not a portrait orientation, like a landscape orientation. And for that, I'll go to Image, Image Rotation, 90 degrees clockwise. It's rendering. Now I like it, but I feel like it's a little bit washed out. So let's give it a little bit more contrast. For that, I'll click over here on the new layer. I'll make a new layer. And then if you click on Shift Delete, you get this fill dialog. And I will fill it with black. Now say OK. And we'll change the blend mode over here to soft light. So now we have a lot more contrast, but it's a little bit too dark in the middle. So for that, I will make a mask. And we can use the gradient on the mask. Let's use a gradient, or we can just use a big soft brush. Let's use the brush because it might be the easiest for you. So I have a brush. The hardness is at 0. And I'll make it really, really big. And I need the brush to be black so I can paint on my white mask. Here on the color checkers, I have to invert them. Click X and that will switch them. And now I'll just click once, twice. Oh, my flow is at 12%, that's why. Let's increase it to 100. There you go. Maybe that's too much now. My mask, it's covering too much, and I wanted to make the mask a little bit more, reduce the opacity of the mask. To reduce the opacity of the mask, once you click on the mask, you go to the density. That's like the opacity slider for mask, you see? Go all the way to the left. My mask, it's all white, like you can't see it. If I go to the right, it's 100%. So I'm just gonna go about this much. Now, let's see. This is without it, this is with. Maybe I'll even reduce the opacity of the layer. Just about this much. I want to get the colors here in the middle a little bit more to pop. So for that, I'll go to a hue and saturation layer and increase the saturation just about. I like it like that. What else can I do to this image? The design in the middle seems a little bit squished, a little bit too small, so I'm gonna make that pop up a little bit. And for that, I'll make another stamp layer, Command Option Shift E. I'll go back to Filters, I'll go to Distort, and this time we'll do a Spherize. And you can pick, you see what it will do, you see it right here. It will balloon it up a little bit in the middle. So I like to go around 60. I would say, okay. So you see what happened? This is before and after. Before and after. And this is how I make this sort of effect. I made it on from a few different images. And here are some other results that I got. It's kind of like a cool effect that you can make it for a wallpaper, screensaver, etc. I hope you liked it. And my name is Skylar Ewing. I will see you in the next video.